and the Be a Blessing Stitcher. Today is July 21, Friday, and this is Flosstube number 4 for me. I'm so glad that you are here today to spend a little time with me. I appreciate you taking the time to come on over and visit for a bit. I know that there are so many options for you guys, and I just appreciate anyone who has come today, whether you be returning or are new. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're spending some time with me today. I hope you'll like it. I hope you'll stay. And I just appreciate all of you. I love your comments. I love reading it. It's so fun to get to know you guys a little bit better. So I so appreciate all your comments. It's been so fun. This is turning out to be kind of everything I hoped it would be. This community is incredibly kind, and I just really am enjoying this journey. So thank you for coming in today and visiting for a while. So let's jump in by starting with a little life update. I was supposed to have a shot done in my elbow, see if it could fix me, and apparently it won't fix me. My elbow might be a little bit beyond that. So we have more appointments and more consults to see if something can be done to improve it yet. I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to worry about it. It is what it is, and we'll go from there. So this is take 2, by the way, so my legs are starting to cramp up on me. I think I was going for about 30 minutes when I realized I had never pushed play. So this is take 2. So hopefully I'll do it better this time. I feel like I need to apologize for my last video because of the 15 seconds of random music that I threw in there. I don't mind technology, but that doesn't mean I can't royally screw it up once in a while, which I did last time. So, and those Flosstubes take forever to upload. So to do it over again would have been a lot of work and a lot of time. So I just left it. So, but I do apologize for anybody that had to listen to that in the meantime. So I think I don't have a ton to show you guys today. I have some finishes. I have a couple of FFOs and a couple finishes, and I have one new start. But 2 of the FOs, the finishes, were new starts. So I'll show those to you. I kept forgetting to put this one out there for you guys. This was just a little stitch that I made. The pattern is from Primrose Cottages, and it was a patriotic one, and I did it on one of those little hoops that they make. And I did mine a little different. You can see how puffy it is. I think I did 3 layers of batting, and I kind of laid mine on top of the hoop rather than pushing it back into the hoop. I thought that was a cooler look, at least something that I liked a little better. And then they come with this wonderful wooden backing, which just makes it look very finished. So I really am happy with that, and I plan to do a bunch more. Primrose Cottages has done a whole series of flags. They called it Flags on the 4th, and she did a whole year's worth of them. So there's at least 12 of them, so I would really like to kind of stitch the rest of those flags. I don't know if they're gonna all fit in this round one, but because I go in 150% on everything, I do have multiple shapes and sizes of these little wooden hoops, so I'm hoping that I can get kind of a cool collection going of all those different ones. So that's one that I've been forgetting to show you. And then the other one was one we talked about last time. It was the Let's Go Sledding by Annie B's Folk Arts, and she has a bunch of sled patterns that I think there's maybe a dozen or something, 10 or a dozen different sled patterns that I had asked you guys to tell me what I should do this time for Jolly July, and several of you had thought that the sleds would be cute. So I did one, and I'm happy I did one, and I got him finished, and he really turned out kind of cute. This is on my inexpensive little Walmart sled. They have quite a bit of glitter, and I'm sure I could knock some of that off if I wanted to, but I don't really mind it. These were my little sleds that were clearanced at the end of Christmas last year. I think I got them for $0.25 or something like that, something really ridiculously low. So I got a bunch. I think I counted, I've got like 15 or 20 of them. So I should be able to make a bunch of these. So that's on my agenda for Christmas this year. I want to get a bunch of those done. But this called for perforated paper. and I did not have perforated paper. But I did have some black Aida, some 14 count black Aida. So I stitched it up, and then I had to figure out how I wanted to be able to attach it or finish it. And I didn't really want to wrap it around mat board or anything. I wanted something a little cleaner than that. So I tried an experiment, and I cut out a basic square that I knew was going to be big enough for my finished amount. And then I had some matte Mod Podge, and I just went to town and I put a layer of Mod Podge over the top of the whole thing, and I let that set and dry. And then when it was good and dry, I was able to cut it without having it fray on the ends. And I don't think it turned out too bad. And I will probably do this for the rest of them, but it didn't discolor my white at all. It didn't change the colors in any way. So if anybody else is looking for something to keep your edges from fraying, you know, I don't think I would try this with any over-dyed flosses or any dyed linens, because it could very possibly blend and bleed all your colors together. This was stitched with DMC on just like a Hobby Lobby black Aida, and so I didn't think I could go too wrong. It was a tiny stitch, so if it didn't work, I wasn't going to be too concerned. I would just do it over again, but I am happy with how it turned out. Like I said, I wouldn't do it with anything but maybe DMC. So anyway, that was my second FFO. That's all I have for FFOs, but I did get a couple of other things finished. I have to find my pattern. I had this all out the first time around, but I managed to goof that up. So I really do need that pattern though. Let me find it. It's got to be in my pile here. That's crazy. Where'd you go? Well, I'll show you the other one first. The previous time I had started doing season 2 by Hands on Design, and she's done 2 season books for like a little monthly calendar-ish looking thing. Nicole Spohr has done hers all on one big piece of fabric and has all the months together. And she was using Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop, her conversion floss pack. And it was beautiful, just gorgeous. And I kept drooling over it. And I had the patterns already. I just couldn't decide how I wanted to finish it. And I decided to do them individually. And I started August thinking I would have time then to finish August before August hit. And I got it done. And I really do like it. The colors in that kit are really pretty. So pretty. But I have to tell you guys that there is one little tidbit of info. The wings on these guys are charted on the original pattern as 2 different symbols. So I think 2 different colors were originally used. When Kimberly converted it, she used 1 color. So it's the same color for both of those symbols. So I can save you some time because I wasn't paying attention and I stitched all the one symbol and then I went back to stitch the other one and it was the same color. So I basically just filled in with the areas that were empty. So it'll save you a little time if you know that you can just do it all in 1 color to start with. So that's August. And I am going to put that on. I decided the On the Edge backer by Chantel 141 Design. And I have the backer that's still in the package. It has to be painted and put together, and that is on my to-do list before I do my next floss tube, which may be a little while actually, because I have a vacation coming up in between, so I may end up doing 3 or maybe even 4 weeks before I get to my next floss tube. So we'll see once how that timing turns out. But anyway, that's my plans for that one. And now if I could just find my pattern back. I really wish I knew what I had done with that. That's really... I have a dog. Can I blame the dog? I don't really see it. It's got to be here. Okay, you know what? We're going to stop and we're going to find it and then we'll come back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I found it. It was right behind me. So anyway, this is the one that you guys voted on last time. It's the Dimensions kit for the Christmas ornament sayings, which I thought were just kind of unique and kind of cool. So I chose one of those and I started it, and it was really a fun stitch. And so here's my finish. And I did do it a little bit differently than what was called for. I did get hung up a little bit. It called to have some back stitching around that snowflake in the bottom. And it also called for some shading to go inside that box. And I didn't like it. I ended up doing this on a much smaller fabric. I didn't use the fabric that came in the kit. I used 32 count paper bark by Fox and Rabbit. I had bought like a yard of that stuff a long time ago, and I really love it, but I hadn't really used it much yet, and I thought it was really a pretty color for this. I'm starting to do better with doing like a floss toss on my fabric. I didn't realize before what a difference that could make and how much time it could save you, because if you do that first, you can tell if you like the colors on it. So I did a floss toss and I liked it on there. But I'll hold the picture up again one more time and you can see the back stitching around the snowflake. And then if I get really close, you can see the shading stitches. They were done in tint stitches. But because I did it on a smaller linen, it was more saturated, and the color, it looked kind of pukey to me. It was supposed to have this kind of light coral color, and it was actually a blend of two different colors, so I didn't really have a great option of doing just one color and getting the same effect, although I did try that. And then I tried a light gray, and I just couldn't get anything to look quite right, and I decided to just not do any of it. And I like how it turned out. I think it's kind of pretty because you know what? The top snowflake doesn't have any back stitching around it either. So I decided that bottom one could just be texture in the background. So I'm really happy with that. I am going to make that into some kind of an ornament, but haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna do those yet. Maybe a pillow. Maybe those could be pretty in my other dough bowl. I could put that at the bottom of my stairs. Ooh, okay, idea. Anyway, so that was that one. And I do plan to do more of those, so that should be a ton of fun. The only other stitching that I've really done is another one that we voted on, and it was Birds and Berries, also a Dimensions kit. And I didn't get very far. The reason I didn't get very far on this one, oh, I love it. I still love it. It's so pretty. And I think once I get going, it will maybe go fast. But I pulled it out and I'm going 6 guns. I'm booking along. And then for some reason, I don't know why, I pulled out the picture to look at it. And I had done that bottle, which isn't very far. And I looked at the picture and I had done it in aqua. I don't know what to blame that on. I really don't. So I pulled it all back out and I did it in green, the proper color. And it's got some blends in there. It's really pretty. I like the shading that's in this one. And I'm not doing this one either on the fabric that came with it. I'm doing this one on 36 count linen by Grace Note Fabrics. And this one is called French Vanilla. I don't typically care for the fabric that comes in the kits. They're usually a really rough, scratchy Aida. And so I quite often switch them out and do my own thing. That's what we all do, right? We just do our own thing, which I think is what I love so much about this community. I'm always amazed at how I can absolutely fall in love with a chart and love, love, love it. And I'll show it to you guys and you'll kind of go, it's okay. And then vice versa. I can have a chart that somebody else is just in love with and I'll go, that's nice, but I don't desire to stitch it. We are all just so different, right? We're so different. And that's what keeps life interesting, is that all of our differences can blend together and make up something beautiful that God created. And I love that, especially about our community. If we all thought the same, we would all have the same patterns and the designers would design the same. And I'm so glad that we don't. I'm glad we have so much to choose from. Okay, that's really about all I've stitched on. I did start one of my Prairie Schooler Santas in a tiny little count. I think I'm doing him 1/1 on 40 in order, because I'm going to put him on another one of these little wooden ornaments. And in order to make it fit, I had to make him quite tiny. And I misstitched late last night. And do you think I could pull it back out for the life of me? I just cut the thread and I decided to deal with it later today. So I'll get back to that one today. But when you're stitching 1/1, it is a challenge to pull that stuff back out again if you make a mistake. So I guess lesson learned. You know how it's measured twice, cut once? This one's look and plan twice and stitch once. So anyway, that's the only other thing that I really worked on this week. So, but I have to remind myself, because I felt like I didn't do very much, but I did. I had 2 new starts and finishes in a 2-week period, and I started a couple of other things, and I'm trying not to judge myself. You kind of sometimes feel like you need to make sure you provide lots of content when you do a Flosstube, and I don't think you do. You know, if our Flosstubes are a little bit shorter sometimes than others, I think that's okay. So I'm trying to give myself some grace there and let this be fun. I don't want this to be stressful. So you get what you get with me. So anyway, I thought the next thing I would do is show you some of my haul. I've been purchasing more patterns, of course, because I can't resist. I've been on the stash unloading site on Facebook again, and I bought a couple of things from there. Trying to get them back in order. I had them all lined up so perfectly before. Okay, so the first one I bought was this one from Prairie Schooler, and it's called Harvest Time, and I bought it for that top one right there. I want to stitch that. I love the horse. I love all the trees. I love the houses and the buildings, the barns, all of that. So I'm anxious to give that one a start. And this one I bought with the linen and with the floss. Everything came with it. So that's kind of fun. Although I do still sometimes change things up, I may just use this one. So if not, it can just go into my stash, right? We all have a fabric stash and a floss stash. So that's where that one will go. And then also from Stash Unlimited, I bought this project bag, which will be really fun for my Christmas stitches. Some of my Christmas, maybe I'll put my Prairie Schooler Santas in there. I actually wanted to put them in before this video, and I decided I didn't want it to be full. I wanted to show it to you guys this way, but I just love the vintage look of that with the Christmas tree and the big red dresses and the presents. I thought that was fun. So I'm anxious to use that one too. I am so addicted to project bags, and I keep buying fabric to make my own. Yeah. There it all sits. So anyway, that's where that one's gonna go eventually. My Santas are gonna go in there. Then I've been trying to buy this pattern for a while. It's Sunnyside Sampler from the Drawn Thread, and it kept selling out everywhere. And I really like houses. For some reason, I'm kind of crazy for houses. Let me turn him straight so you can see him a little better. So I'm really anxious and excited to start that one, but really no immediate plans to get going on that one. I just kind of grabbed it when it was finally available again, because like I said, it had been out of stock for such a long time. And it would come back in and I wouldn't see it right away, and I'd go back and it'd be gone again. So I grabbed it when I could. Then I found this one on Etsy, and I cannot remember the name of the designer. I can't remember it. I'll put a link in the comments, but I liked the kind of old-fashioned vintagey, I don't know, prim. Would you call that prim maybe, guys? I liked the look of that one so much, and this one's going to be one of my very next stitches because I want it for fall. I want it to be a pillow somewhere. I think it's just really cool. And then I also bought this other, I gotta keep the stuff together so I don't lose it. It's by Bent Creek, and this one's called Pumpkin Flower Sampler. Again, kind of another fall stitch. And I liked the fact that this one was tall. I like to have different heights and different things. Plus, I just think the pumpkin alone is so cool. And you could stitch that all by itself if you wanted to. And yeah, you could throw that into a little dough bowl or put it in a little teeny tiny frame somewhere. Yeah, so I thought that one was really pretty. A lot of these have a fall theme. A lot of them do. This next one I also bought off Stash Unlimited. Stash Unlimited. Ooh, now I can't quite remember the name of it. But this was a Blackbird design book, which I don't have any Blackbird stuff. And I am drawn to Prim. I can't say that I'm a huge lover of all the samplers, but I am drawn to Prim. I do like some of the Prim. I like Brenda Gervais. I like Plum Street Sampler. I like Blackbird. So I am drawn to some of these, but I really thought a lot of the different stitches in this book were really pretty. I bought it primarily for this one again with the house, but it's got that really cool October 31 there. So I'm excited to kind of peruse that book a little bit. I haven't really looked through it a lot yet. So I'm excited to kind of sit down and look through that one and figure out what I'm gonna stitch out of there. And then I've been looking at this one forever too. It's called Mount Vernon Christmas by Plum Street Samplers. And I'm conflicted over it because I think I really love the house. I love the cool tall trees. I even think the snowman on top of the roof is cool. I don't really like the flag. I don't know if I'm gonna stitch the flag. But I don't know what I'd put in place of it. So I'm a little unsure how I'm gonna do that one. But anyway, I really have loved this one for quite a while, and I've been looking at it. It's been in and out of my wish list and in and out of my cart multiple times, and finally pulled the trigger and I got that one. So that one will be a future stitch somewhere down the road. And this was another one that I found. It's a new company to me, Stitches Through the Years. I'm sure they've been around for a while. I'm just so new to cross stitch that I don't know a lot of these, but I thought this was such a pretty little stitch, and it's where flowers bloom, so does hope. And it's, to me, it seems a little bit more like a spring type of a stitch, but I just thought, I don't always love to stitch people, but I thought that the girl in this one was really pretty. I loved the shape of her dress, and she didn't look like a stick person, or, yeah, I thought that this one was pretty. So I'm gonna put that one in the pile too. And then the last one, sort of, I bought another bee stitch from Primrose Cottage, and this one is kind of my motto in life. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul. And my goal is next spring, probably starting in the winter already, I'm going to tackle a lot of bees. I have quite a few different patterns, and I want to be able to decorate with bee stuff right after Easter, up until about probably the 4th of July-ish. So I bought also, because I have that in mind, I happen to be in Target at their dollar spot, and this is probably old news to you guys, but they had some really cool bee stuff in their dollar spot. So I picked up a few things for like my 3-tiered tray and my other areas that I decorate. And the first one was this Biscup, which has a lid that hinges open, can hold some cool things, but it's just kind of a big, chunky, I love the texture. I like to decorate with a lot of texture. So I thought that one was really pretty. And I found these little, the design board for these little wooden bees, which they're just flat, but they're nice and solid. And I just thought those would be really fun to stack up against something or throw in a tray somewhere. So I got a couple of those. And then I found another little porcelain honey pot, which is still in the packaging, but it's got like a little bee on the top. I don't know if you can see that little bee. He's kind of cute. And then just a lid that comes off. and a honeycomb pattern around the base. Let me get my fingers out of the way. And I thought, and a little wooden stir stick. So I thought that would be cute on my tiered tray somewhere. And then I also bought this bee pillow. And when I bought it, I didn't even realize that there were bees on this side. I bought it because I saw this side and I liked the honeycomb and I liked the color of it. So I got a twofer, a 2-for-1. So again, all of this stuff was on, I think it was all on the dollar spot. Is that what they call that? This was not. It was also from Target. It was not on the dollar spot, but it was just a set of a couple of cute little bowls. I think they're melamine or plastic or something, but I just thought they were kind of the right color. They're cute. Thought that also would go well on my tiered tray. Perfect for putting like a little pillow or something inside. Who knows? But I thought those were pretty too. And those were clearance. They were just on an end cap somewhere. And then also, they just had one of these little like white toolboxes. It's not real big, so it will tuck nicely into a corner somewhere. And again, that can hold some a lot of different wonderful little treasures. We like our treasures, right? And it's white. I like to decorate with white a lot because my house has got a lot of dark colors going on. I've got brick, I've got a lot of wood, and so I like to choose white as a base and then throw color into the white so that you have a pop of brightness somewhere. So that one's really fun. And then the last thing I got at Target was this guy. And I can't decide if this is really autumn or if it's bee themed. Maybe it's both. It was setting in the dollar spot by all the other things, but there was only one left. I'm looking to see if it gives me, no, it just says lantern. Doesn't really say a whole lot more about it, but it's got a really pretty glow to it. So I'm thinking that will be a lot of fun when the days start to get just a little shorter and darkness pervades. So I thought that would be really pretty and maybe can use it for multiple seasons. Okay, oh, I smacked again. I was gonna not do that. So those are mostly the patterns that I've bought. I did, however, jump on and become a Patreon for Teresa Kogut. I resisted for a really long time. She did some really cool things for the 4th of July, which I wanted, and she's got some amazing Christmas ones coming out now too. So I'm just gonna quickly show you some of the things. If you're a Patreon, I'm a tier 4. I think I just finally jumped on and became a yearly subscriber, so I wouldn't have to mess with it every month. And it's a little cheaper if you do it that way. So this, I think, might have been one of her freebies, actually. It's just the Be Thankful. I can't see. There we go. I think this one might be a freebie on her site, and I thought that was pretty. And then this was one of the ones that you got if you were a Patreon. So pretty. She's just a master. Such a master. And then she also did a Santa one. I think she does a Santa one almost every year. Oh, I just love that prim tree, the Cardinal, the bag at the bottom. Oh, I like it so much. And then she did a reindeer one too. Again, Cardinal. I love Cardinals. And I think that one's really cool. And I think she might have even done a small ornament that you can purchase in her secret shops. She has a secret shop of like past Patreon releases and some ornaments that she designs strictly for her Patreon group that you can purchase in that secret shop if you are a member. So I think she's got an ornament similar to that last reindeer one that's made into a little mini version, which would be really cute too. And then for 1 month last year, I decided to join Teresa Kogut, and then her fall stuff came out and I didn't care for it, so I canceled, which is a nice option to have. But in that month, I got this amazing pattern. It's a Remember Me. And look at the border on that. Oh, that will take me forever and a day. But I've kind of been looking for a stitch that I want to do in memory of my husband. I don't know if this looks a little feminine, so I might not do this one in memory of him, but I continue to look for something that I can do kind of in memory of him, some kind of a forget-me-not or a remember me or something like that. But I think this is so gorgeous that I really do want to get started on that one at some point. And then another thing that I saw, and I'll include a picture. I'll try to insert. I think I know how to do that now, but I'm not sure. I bought this one, and I showed this to you guys last time, the swans, and I mentioned how important they were to me with my family. But I saw Mama Loves You, GB. She did an amazing thing with these. This is called the A Year in the Woods series, and she would put 3 of them together, and I didn't even realize this, but there are like 3 winter that kind of go together, 3 spring, 3 summer. There's 3 kind of that go in a series, and she's doing them together. And she did the swan, the fox, and the reindeer together. Stunning. Oh my goodness, did that catch my eye. And I'll go ahead and insert a picture of what she's done to show you guys what I'm talking about, but it's really given me the bug to want to get started on this. But I have a lot of decisions to make. For me, picking fabric is hard. It takes me forever to figure out exactly what I'm gonna stitch it on. The floss, I'm most of the time gonna go with the called for, or if I see a conversion that I really love, I'll do that. But the fabric always is a bit of a challenge for me. So that's one. I really wanna get this one stitched before fall hits or as fall hits, because he has a home already. He'll go on my 3-tiered tray. I have a frame that fits all of these, and I have pretty much every season of these. So this one's gonna get started pretty quickly too. I've got a couple of things that are on my immediate horizon. I really like this one for fall as well. So these are the things that I'm planning to do. We'll see if I actually follow through, you guys. And I don't know if I showed you this one last time, but it's by Shedegogo. And she did this beautiful sampler also with all these cool animals. A moose, a deer, fox, she's got squirrels, she's got an owl, cardinals on there. I find that her details are just really quite intricate. And I don't really have plans to start this one right away, but I just wanted to show that one to you. And then last year, this is a horrible, horrible picture, but I purchased Waxing Moon Designs, the Bittersweet Trio, which is really kind of a fall collection. It's got a crow on pumpkins, it's got a fox next to pumpkins, and a squirrel on a great big pumpkin. Those would make adorable pillows. So that one is on my short list. And I purchased the PDF of this, and then I realized I bought something very similar, almost exactly like it. It's got a couple more houses in it. So this one's gonna go on hold for a while. I'm not gonna do that one anytime soon. Oh, one more haul. This one was new. This was from Threadwork Primitives. It's called Beggars Night, and it's an October 31 too. And it's got a great big white pumpkin on it. So I think I'm gonna choose some kind of a darker fabric to do it, because I don't think that white pumpkin stands out very good on that lighter fabric. So I'm gonna choose something a little darker, but I'm excited to start that one as well. Oh, so many patterns in so little time, right? This is one I've been searching for. I saw this one from, oh, what are they called? I've got their name written down. I made myself some notes this time. Linen and Scraps, Molly and Kathy. And Molly is doing this one. Now this is a really blurry picture. It was hard to find something decent. But she's doing this sunflower one. And it's so, so pretty. The colors in those sunflowers are just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So I've been on the hunt for that. That one was in 2 different options. It's only on the secondary market, and one of them was in a magazine by Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. It was issue July, August of 1992. And then the other one is in a book called 101 Best Loved Designs by Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. That book is quite spendy. So I actually ended up finding that pattern. It's not here yet. But in the process, I got like 29 other magazines with it off of eBay, and I'm excited to get that one too. So that will be a longer term project too. There's a lot of stitches in there. It almost looks like full coverage in some places. But yeah, that's one that I hopefully plan to start sometime soon. Okay, what else do I have for haul? This is kind of boring, but I bought a bunch of Nurge hoops in the really smaller size. I think this is the extra small size. They came as a package of 5. And I was tired of having to pull and search for my hoops every time I was doing a small stitch and I needed a smaller hoop. So I just decided to go ahead and get a bunch of them. And I think I got another size up from that too. Those haven't come yet, but just got tired of having to always go searching for the hoop that I needed in order to do my stitch. The last thing that I have as haul is a Fat Quarters bundle from Primrose Cottage, kind of all in the bee colors. They're so, so pretty. A lot of really great, let's see, how can I do this and show you guys the best? I think they're great background colors. Maybe if I fan them, that might be the best way. For like finishings and things like that, but they would also make really great project bags. That's what I keep telling myself, but do I stitch them? No. There we go. Now you can kind of see all the different colors. They're so pretty. Like I said, I think there's a lot of really great neutrals in there. This bundle has kind of a taupey brown, which is not always easy to find. And so I thought that would go well with some of my other ones. And then they also did this wonderful thing where they sent just a little mini free pack of Fat Quarters. And I got these Christmas ones, this little Christmas mini pack of 4 Fat Quarters that they just sent free. So I really love the bundles from Primrose Cottage. The girls there have such an eye for color, and they will pull from different designers. They'll pull different fabrics and put them together in a bundle, and they always just are amazing. As a matter of fact, I can't quite make myself separate them. So I kind of have to figure out a little better system for my fabric, because I love that they've curated them. So I don't want to put things together in all one color, because then I lose the curating. So yeah, they're all kind of in piles together. And I do have kind of like red piles and yellow piles, but they have multiple colors in them. So, but they do a fabulous job of curating some bundles. So you guys should check those out too. And then, oh, I forgot to show you this. This is my last thing that I bought from Target. Was not on clearance, unfortunately, but I was tired of using an ugly cardboard box to throw all of my Flosstube stuff for the next coming week into. So I bought a really pretty basket. I love him. I tend to really love texture. I use texture an awful lot in my decorating, and this is much prettier to look at than a cardboard box. The last thing I wanted to talk about, I think, is it the last thing? Maybe not really, but we'll see. I was going to, for Jolly July, I was going to join Nicole Spore's Stitch Along. It is called, she's got a hashtag for it, hashtag Sleigh Ride Sale 2023. And she was doing the Jingle Bell Sleigh Ride by Cherry Hill Stitchery. It's this pattern. And she's going to finish it, FFO it on a sled, which is really pretty. It's, again, something from 141 Design by Chantel. And I have a sled, and I thought, oh, that would really be cool if I did the same thing she did. I ordered that pattern about 3 weeks ago, and it's still in Florida somewhere. I called the post office this morning, and she's going to see if she can nudge it along, but right now it seems to be lost somewhere. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that stitch along, which is okay. I'm more than willing to wait for it. I have plenty, as you can see, I have plenty to stitch. So I'm not hurting at all in that department. So that one's just going to have to wait for a little bit. And then the last thing that I got was kind of a big purchase. I don't know if I can show this even. I'm going to try to turn my camera. I bought a new magnifier light from Amazon. Oh, that's not going to show it very well. Let's swing them around this way. It's a great big one. that, oh, sorry if I'm making y'all dizzy, has this base. You can see the mess I have around me now. And this pole is adjustable and it has a gooseneck. And I have another one that I've been using. Let me get them back out of the way. That I really like as well, but it didn't have a gooseneck. And so it was really difficult sometimes for me to get it lined up. It had more like a bent arm. And then it was sometimes hard to twist it and get it into the right angle. So this gooseneck has been fabulous. I can flip it sideways, up, down. So I really am enjoying that. That one just came from Amazon, and if you guys are interested, I can put a link in there for that too. So I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yes, I wanted to do some shout outs. I have been the wonderful recipient of some shout outs, and I wanted to reciprocate. So some of the Flosstubers that I watch and enjoy, I just wanted to mention some of them, and then also some of the new ones that are out there. So the ones that shouted me out, the first one was Britches Get Stitches. It's Natasha, and it's Britches_get_stitches, and her name is Natasha. Please go check out her channel. She's wonderful. She's got such a bubbly personality. Really enjoy her stitches. And the other one is Christy at Daisy K's Primitives. And I'm going to put links to all of these as well so that you guys can jump to them if you want. And I mentioned Linens and Scraps with Molly and Kathy. I really enjoy those two. They're so funny. And the Floss Boss and Cousins, Christy and Callie, they are a hoot. If you guys have watched them, they are usually, they make me laugh, always make me laugh. And then there's a couple of other ones that I really have enjoyed. That Bouquet of Sunshine pattern that I showed you that was in the book and in the Cross Stitch magazine was initially shared by Penny's daughter Shares. Her name is Michelle. But if you want to see something closer, she has it initially on her Flosstube, so you can go check it out there too. Some of the other ones that I really enjoy is Little House Stitcher, Angie. She's so knowledgeable and has beautiful stitches and tackles big projects. I just think her stitching is gorgeous. So she's really a lot of fun to watch. The Fanciful Flamingo, Alicia, sorry, also always makes me laugh. It's good to laugh, right? But she's so real, you guys, and genuine, and I just enjoy her so much. So check her out. Another one is the Contented Needleworker Kim. Amazing. She's amazing. She is able to, I'm amazed at her creativity. She'll take pieces of patterns and turn them into this something exquisite. And she's so good at like taking an older frame and cutting it down and making it work for her stitch. And I'm just in awe of what she does. So you've got to check her out. Then there's a couple of new ones. Olivia B. Her name, of course, is Olivia. I really like her channel. So Tattered is Katie, and she's amazing. She's very new too. I just ran across one this morning called the Recovering Monogamous Stitcher. Oh, I forgot to write her name down. So I can't think of what her first name is, but she's got a lot of really beautiful, she had some really beautiful FFOs this time. So go check her out. And then there's Tammy's Crafty Life. Tammy is primarily cross stitch now, but she's been on Flosstube for a lot of years. And there's a wealth of information and tutorials and stuff on her channel if you want to go check her out as well. And then there's one that's not really a Flosstube, but she has actually interviewed a couple of designers, and that's You Made That, and her name is Tina. And she's actually interviewed Waxing Moon Designs, and she's also interviewed Sweet Wing Studio. So check her channel out too. She puts a lot of content out, so she's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. She does some card making as well and has some great tutorials on just lots of little shorts and things like that. So be sure and go check that out, you guys. Okay, I think that's it. I do have a giveaway, and I'm going to have to select my winners tomorrow because YouTube only allows you to do it 2 times for free each day. And I goofed on my first one, so I have 1 winner, but I don't have my second winner selected, and I'm going to have to wait till after midnight in order to select that one. So I will edit that and I'll put that at the end here, and I'll insert pictures and all that fun stuff, and I'll put links to everything that I can. And yeah, I'll need you guys to leave, I have my email address on there. Need you guys to make sure you're 18 so I can request your address, and I'll need you to email me. I don't think I'm going to reply to any comments because I just got another one today where somebody commented on a previous comment that I put on somebody's Flosstube that I know is spam, and so I will never reply as a comment. I will always announce the winners on my channel and ask you to get in touch with me at my email. So I'll put that in the links as well, and I will edit the end of this video and I'll put the winners of my giveaways from last time there as well. And so I just want to encourage you guys to be kind. I wish that our world could be more kind to each other. I think we could eliminate so much conflict and so much anger and everything if we just could all learn to extend grace and kindness to each other, because we don't know the journey or the hard road that somebody might be walking. And it's always been my motto to lead with grace and to be kind. That should, I think, always be our first response. And I think our world would be so much better if we could all do that. So be kind to each other, guys. Make somebody smile today. Be the reason that somebody smiles today. And I hope I made you guys smile. So I hope you have a wonderful stitching couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm going to be going on vacation, so I'm not sure when my next Flosstube will be. I like to do it every couple of weeks, but it may be 3 or even possibly 4, depending on how my vacation falls. So we will talk to you again soon, and take care and keep stitching and stay happy, guys. Bye. Hi guys. I was able to use YouTube's free comment picker in order to choose our winners from last week's giveaway. There were 2 things that I gave away. The first one was a chart, a pattern called Santa Stops Here. This one was a chart from Brenda Gervais, and I had an extra that I had accidentally purchased. And this chart went to Wileen Moss, and I'll put your name and your comment up here, Wileen. And if that's you, if you would send me your name and your address to the email that's listed in the description box, I will get that sent out to you as soon as I can. And then the second giveaway was for Summer Sunrise fabric in, this was a 36 count, and the color is Summer Sunrise by Stitch Me. It's a beautiful, beautiful coral color. This is actually 18 by 27, so I'm thinking that's a fat quarter. And that one went to Lana Luker, L-U-E-K-E-R. And so the same for you, Lana. If you would go ahead and send me an email with your name and your address, I'll get that packaged up and sent out to you as soon as I can as well. Congratulations to both of you, and hopefully I'll be able to do more giveaways in the future. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.